Hey guys, welcome back to
Hey,
another.
it's us doing things again.
Correct. This week we're doing my my suggestion of Hellsing Ultimate.
Yes, and what a show that was.
So, I explained at the end of last episode how I found this. I found it through watching, like watched the actual series
No one
after
watches our
watch.
episodes. What are you talking about?
Fair enough. I found this. I found this series. Like I watched it after watching the first couple episodes of Team Four Stars Abridged series of it, their Abridged series is phenomenal. It's so funny. Um, but yeah, so after like they only had a couple episodes of it out, I'm like, I wonder if the actual series itself is any good. And so I ended up watching it. And what are your opinions on it? Yes or no?
Alright, so I'm gonna have to say, hell yes.
Really?
Hell yes.
Okay.
So, I only have one major complaint.
And
Do we want to start off with the major complaint and then just go with the good stuff afterwards? Because
yes,
I've only got one.
yes.
Do you have any?
Mm,
Do you have any like, bad juju?
um, not that I can remember.
All right. The one thing that I had a problem with was when they switched in between serious and joking, and they changed the art style, and that abrupt change was jarring.
Like going from the regular Hellsing to Ultimate.
No. Going from regular Hellsing to like any part where Saris is like freaking out or like
Okay.
like
Yes.
at one point the whole house is cartoony and jumping like
When they do like their little comedy type
yeah
stuff in it
yeah so like
to break the tension.
but the comedy is just so jarring. Like the comedy would still work and be all right if it didn't have the weird cartoony animation.
Like the face-off between Alucard and Anderson in the museum, and like Saris just comes in with the group of old people.
Yes, like exactly. They're like, it's too tense here. Let's put something funny. And I'm like, cool, put something funny in. But like,
Well, she did that because there's no way either of them would just attack in between a bunch of elderly people.
yeah. But I think the difference in animation changes things.
I can understand that. It is a very just random change that they didn't need to do.
Yeah.
All right, so since it was my suggestion, you could go ahead and go about the summary and stuff.
Okay. So Alucard's a vampire that's been bred by I just a whole bunch of eating people, I guess. I think that's essentially what they boiled it down to. Is he
What
he,
what it does, like his powers stem from years and years and years of basically absorbing the souls of the people he's killed,
because
like, drinking their blood.
yeah, because what did they say? The blood's the river of the soul.
I think so.
I think that's what it was.
Something
Anyway,
close to that.
Sarah's Victoria is a she was just a police officer.
Big titted police girl.
Yeah, she was just a police officer, and was caught in this huge not vampire, the lesser vampires, the ghouls. Yeah.
What happened is, yeah, she kind of gets captured by a vampire priest
Yeah.
who wants to ghoulify her, but she can't, like, he can't
Because
she's a virgin,
yeah. So
and only virgins can become vampires.
or a bite from a vampire, if you're a virgin, turns you into another vampire. If you aren't a virgin, it turns you into
A ghoul.
A ghoul. So Alucard jumps in, is all like, "Yo, I'm Alucard. I'm a fucking badass," and shoots Ceres through the chest and kills the other vampire.
I think just that interaction between the two of them was hilarious because, like, the priest is just like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna ghoulify her. I'm just gonna rape her first." He flat out says it.
Yeah.
And, like, so she's freaking out, and, like, Alucard's just like, he's like, "Girl, are you a virgin?" She's like, "What? Are you a virgin?" She's like, "Yeah." She just shouts yes, and then boom! Immediately, he just shoots through her to kill him.
Yep. And then he revives her as a vampire, and we get into the more meat of the story. I just thought that was kind of an important start.
Yeah, and like that plays a very important role. The fact that she got vampired by Alucard, because it is the only known person, the only known vampire to be sired by Alucard.
Yes. People don't become. People get destroyed by Alucard. They don't get.
They don't get saved.
Yeah, there is no, like, he's not the saving kind of guy.
No, so it's interesting that he chose to sire her as a vampire.
So Alucard was working under the orders of Integra, who's the leader of the Hellsing anti-vampire Protestant killing supernatural organization.
They are Protestants.
Well, that's what I was saying. They're the Protestant.
Well, you said the anti-vampire Protestant whatever. It sounded like you were saying they're anti-Protestant.
No, the anti-vampire, Protestant organization. Yes, and they use Alucard as their trump card against vampires that just don't die.
Trump card? He gets sent to do everything.
Yes. Well, specifically in the series, everything has gone wrong already.
Yeah.
So he's the big guns that they brought out because everything's gone to hell.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I'm not gonna, like, I will say he is, like, they all admit that he is the last resort. However, they've been relying on their last resort for quite a while now.
I will say I love the backstory with Integra and how she came about, like, why Alucard follows her. I liked that. It was when she was a kid.
Well, I remember it was when she was a kid and she finds him and...
Basically what happened is, like, Integra's father passed away, left her with everything. But it's the fact that all of her relatives and stuff got super jealous and were trying to kill her.
No, it was specifically her uncle.
Oh, it was her uncle? I thought it was her father.
Well, no, it was her uncle that was trying to kill her.
Gotcha. Well, it's the fact that her uncle was trying to kill her and was, like, chasing her. She ended up stumbling down into, like, the basement and, like, found a coffin there. So she, like, ends up, like, I don't remember, does she open it, or doesn't Alucard kind of, like, call to her or something like that?
No, she has to open it. She had to open it.
Yeah, but, like, he kind of called to her or something like that to open it.
No, No. He opened the door, or she opened the door, fell in, and then was like, why is there a person in a straitjacket just kind of sitting there?
That's right. So she frees him, and immediately Alucard protects her and is just like, you are my master for freeing me.
Yeah. Because Alucard got his wings clipped, so to speak.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
awesome.
So there's this organization, and they have the same goal as the Catholic Church and the Vatican, which is to destroy vampires. The problem with that is the Vatican is not okay with what's been going on.
Yeah.
Specifically, the use of Alucard.
And not to mention, they're Protestant, and they're using a vampire.
Yeah, it's all sorts of a mess. So they're not happy about that. So that's why there's a clash there. And then we got Nazis.
Yep.
Because
The
every good story has Nazis.
the organization Millennium.
But I have to say my favorite character had to have been Walter.
Walter C. Dornez.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
He is, like, he's a badass and just goes, like, he goes at people, like, he doesn't care. Like, what has he got to lose?
And like he is legitimately an ex-vampire hunter. And he was damn good at it.
Still a vampire hunter?
He's damn good at it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't understand what those strings were. Like, I just don't get it.
They're just very thin wire.
Yeah, I was just, it just didn't have a very...
I imagine they're probably pure, like they're probably probably like holy wire or something like that.
So, I mean, it had to have something to it, but...
that, or you gotta figure, I mean, like, a vampire that's not Alucard can't really regenerate themselves, so I mean, you cut them into a little bunch of little pieces and they can't do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. But he was fun. Schrodinger's the Nazi ace in the hole.
Nazi's little kitty.
Which, so weird. I'm gonna say that was like the...
I forgot what happened with the... Like, I still kind of missed why Schrodinger ended up killing himself and, like, getting absorbed by Alucard.
Because being absorbed by Alucard made all of the souls that were part of Alucard not exist. Like, you know the Schrodinger's cat, right?
Yeah.
Well, the whole idea was that he can't exist because he doesn't have control over it. So at the end of the series, he had to, one by one, kill everybody again inside of himself in order to figure out who Schrodinger is, or figure out which soul is Schrodinger's, and just keep a hold of that one.
Also, that's why he, like, went to sleep for so long.
Yes, and that's why she was like, "You're late," and he's like, "I had to kill everybody again. Like, I had all this lifetime of killing people and absorbing their souls, and then you throw one weirdo in the mix, and
then I had to kick its ass."
No. You had to kill everybody again, and then just kept Schrodinger. So literally, it was just Alucard and Schrodinger at the end. Because then he exists everywhere and nowhere.
Yeah, he becomes omnipotent.
Yeah. Schrodinger is I don't get Schrodinger. Like, that was the weird part. Like, there's some really weird decisions that they made in the show.
There's some stuff they didn't really explain all too well.
I'm like, Schrodinger was messed up. Blitz? Zorin?
Yeah.
That was a super messed up thing, and they don't really explain. They didn't really have time to explain either. But it was like, oh, cool effect, this will be really cool. And then, like, why? Although, I can say that Saris's weapon selection throughout the series is hilarious.
The anti-tank rifle.
No, it like starts off with a rifle, anti-tank rifle, freaking large Gatling guns. Like,
she just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
It just keeps getting more, and then all of a sudden a 40 like pulls it out of the ship she's on.
Yeah, and then she just uses a claw. That's her missing arm.
Yeah. That was weird.
I really liked Alexander Anderson.
Alexander Anderson. Oh, the guy who. Oh, that one. The Catholic.
Because the whole thing behind it is like, Alucard wants to die, but he's not going to let somebody kill him. Like, if he's meant to die, he will accept death, because he's waiting for that person who can best him and kill him. But he's hoping that it might be Anderson.
The fact that he has Schrodinger is so bad for him, though.
Well, it's the fact that, like, him and Anderson are fighting and stuff like that, and it's like Anderson can't beat him.
Well, that's what's... I don't know. That's a pretty hard stalemate.
And so it's one of those things where, like, Anderson can't beat him, so he resorts to using some Catholic, like, basically it was a piece of wood from Jesus's crucifix.
Really? Was that what it was?
I think so. It was like a that, or it was like a stake or something.
It was,
that, like,
it was something. It was
dealing with Jesus. It was something dealing with Jesus's crucifixion.
Yeah.
But,
actually, I think it might have been one of the nails.
Yeah, it was something. But, like,
yeah.
Anderson ends up piercing himself in the heart to basically become this, like, super holy monster and stuff like that. And Alucard's just like, no, you have to be human.
Yeah, monsters can't kill me. Humans can.
It's like, since you're a monster now, I show no mercy.
Yeah.
He's like, I will end you, because basically it's like he didn't want somebody to become like him. Basically a monster forever to, like, have to atone for sins and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Alucard's in the weirdest spot. Like,
because, like, he's alive, and, like, basically he's alive so he can kill monsters and stuff so they don't get out of control.
Even though himself is a monster.
Yes, but he doesn't want anybody or anything to become like him.
Yeah, mercy, please.
And it's one of those things where it's like, at the end, it's like he stops Anderson, and, like, Anderson's basically disintegrating, and he's just like, wow. He's like, I thought you were gonna be the one, but
yeah,
monsters can't kill me. And Anderson's just like, I wish I would have realized that sooner.
No, I don't think he's like, I wish I would have realized that sooner. He's all like, I don't know. He's dumbass.
I fucked up.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
And then Walter comes in like, yo, I'm young again.
That was weird. This show has some really weird moments.
They didn't really explain how that was a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was something about the Major and Hitler Youth and something. I don't know. It made very little sense. The fact the Major was... Okay, spoiler. The fact that the Major was a robot. Oh my god.
I forgot about that.
You forgot?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was excellent.
Interesting.
I like that. Like...
Yeah. I was sad when Pip died.
But did he, though?
Well, I mean, granted, he's living on in Saris, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, that was, like, the only quote-unquote, like, thrown-in romantic thing in the series, and it's just like, yep, he's gonna die.
Well, in all fairness, everything dies in this.
Yeah.
Like, and this is not a very friendly show.
Oh, no, like, everybody dies besides, like, Saris, Integra, and Alucard.
Yeah.
But, like, Saris becomes a badass.
It's the... It is a bloodbath.
Like when I saw it, when, like, she drank Pip's blood and, like, awakened to her true vampire powers, I'm like, that's what happens when people get sired by Alucard.
Yeah.
They become, oh my god, You can't kill me.
Yeah, she became kind of scary.
Kind of.
Kind of. It was kind of scary.
The person who wrecked her shit, Blitz, just gets destroyed in a second.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, she gets tortured, essentially, by Sarah's.
I mean, in all fairness, she had it coming.
I know, I'm not saying she didn't, I'm just saying, like,
Dirty
the
Nazi
fact that
bitch.
she awakened and immediately kicks ass.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's to be expected. Once you were like, oh yeah, no, you can awaken, just drink some blood. And then she's like, nah fam, I'm not going to awaken.
It's like, I don't want to, and then Pip's just like, do it, you pussy.
Yeah. Well, the whole
Drink
thing,
mine.
the whole thing was that it was like, she had to awaken, but she thought she was going to lose something in the process.
And then Pip was just like, do that, and I'll make sure you don't.
Yeah, so, hey, worked out pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, I think we pretty much covered a lot of it. The show is only, what, 10, 11 episodes?
Okay, so it's 10 episodes, but
Each one's like an hour,
yeah,
hour and a half.
Each one's an hour. The problem with that, I mean, there's not really a problem with that. It's more of kind of an inconvenience if you're looking at just trying to run through a series.
It seems longer, but in reality, it's like, oh, it's like 20 episodes. Well, actually, each anime is about 20, 22 minutes, minus the intros. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you're looking at maybe about 30 episodes.
Yeah, it definitely took a lot to go through.
Yeah,
The problem
only
with
watch.
us like talking about it is that like there's a lot of action and we're not going to do play-by-plays. Like
Alucard fires his gun. Anderson dodges.
yeah, but like that's kind of what it was. Like there was a whole lot of action. So
Just, oh my gosh, one thing we didn't touch on was Alucard, in order to, like, he can release his, like, vampiric powers in certain stages, and, like, if he does his final, like, unlocking, he just flat out becomes Lord Dracula.
yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
And for some reason, he's got that sweet Mexican stash.
Oh my god, that was so dumb.
Like, it...
Wait a second, can we go over like why he turned into a girl? Like that last
Oh, during World War II?
no, it was right at the end. He's talking to Walter, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a girl now. Like, don't fucking worry about it, man." Like they don't mention it. Like it's not fucking weird.
Yeah,
They're just like, oh.
yeah, it was during World War II. He was a female. Like when he was telling the story about how him and Walter thought they wiped out Millennium.
Yeah.
He was a woman.
It was just funny. It was kind of just.
It's funny because they kind of touched on that very briefly in like the abridged series. He's just like, he's just like, yeah, we're supposed to take down a group of evil Nazi scientists. Walter was 15, and I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I was a girl.
But I just like how they're just like, yeah, let's just gloss over this and fucking go. Just go. We're not gonna reanimate things. Go.
You could argue that it's like Alucard choosing a different life that he's absorbed.
Choosing a different form or whatever. But it was just, I don't know.
Off of the thousands he has within him.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was necessary. So why would you do it?
Be inclusive.
I'm sorry.
If Doctor Who can do it, so can Alucard.
But it was so much more classy when it's just all like, yeah, we don't need to complicate things further. We're just gonna go with what we've already established.
They didn't complicate it. They just were just like, yeah, he's a girl, whatever.
Well, I know they shrugged it off, but like making your audience go, why is he a girl? Like,
possible trigger alert. Are you assuming his gender?
Yes. Yes.
Triggered.
No. Oh, no, I'm assuming his sex. His
Gender.
No, I'm assuming his sex.
So what is his sexual preference then?
It doesn't matter because that's his gender. I'm assuming his sex. Him and her is determined by sex, not gender.
What?
Okay, him and her.
Let's not talk about this on recording.
No, we're totally talking about this on recording.
No,
You brought it up.
I don't want to. No.
If you got a penis, you're him. And that's your sex. That's not your gender. Your gender is what you want to fuck. Like
No, that's your sexual that's your sexual preference.
I can't. Do you want to Google it? Do you want to be mad that I'm right again?
No, because Google is changing it to be more politically correct.
Really? Are you looking it up right now?
No.
Because I'm telling you, like, sex is what your physical characteristics are. Gender is your mental characteristics. So I'm only saying about sex, which is the physical.
Gender, the state of being male or female.
Because it's when you're sexing things, that means you are figuring out its gender from its physical characteristics.
I know West Virginia. I actually know West Virginia myself.
Yeah, it's sex. Either of the two. Sex, sexual activity including specifically sexual intercourse, and then the second definition, either of the two main categories, male and female, into which humans and many other living things are divided on the basis of their reproductive functions.
Yes, and people have twisted gender to mean the more mental aspect of what you're, because gender's on a spectrum.
Yeah, it only gives the one definition for gender, though.
Anyway, it's not the same thing. It's okay.
It is! You said Google it, and I did! Define gender.
Oh, here we go. The state of being male or female, typically used with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones.
But it's the state of being male or female. That's gender.
But it's used in reference with social and cultural differences rather than biological. It's not biological. It's the social and cultural.
That's not what we're talking about. Gender defines whether you're male or female. You're choosing whether you are male or female. You're saying that's not what it is.
It's on a spectrum.
You're saying gender defines who you're physically attracted to. That's not what it is.
Well, it's more about what it is. It's I don't know. This whole thing's complicated.
Get wrecked.
You got wrecked, man.
How did I get wrecked? I'm right.
Because it is not biological.
We're both right. We're both right.
Damn right I'm right.
No.
What?
No. So, never mind. It's not worth it. So, anyways, Hellsing.
Here we go. Gender is the range of characteristics pertaining to and differentiating between masculinity and femininity.
Yes, it doesn't define who. That's for what definition?
This is. I don't know. It says it on the thing. The wonderful Wikipedia.
Oh.
Depending on the context, may include biological sex, but it is, but it's sex-based social structures or gender identity.
What word is this?
Gender.
Yes. So gender is distinguishing between male and female.
No,
it doesn't.
It's how it's on the it's how feminine or masculine it is, but it's on a spectrum.
Yes, but it doesn't define who you're attracted to, what gender you are attracted to.
That's exactly what it is. That's the
No,
head behind it.
No, it's not.
It's the brains behind it, dude.
That's for identifying what gender you are. Whether what you identify as, either male or female.
And
That's
I say none of that matters because I say none of gender matters because it's all about the sex, which is what they are, because you can't.
They both mean whether you're male or female.
I was kind of hoping that we'd have a La Nina. At the very least, I was hoping.
One saying physically male, the other one saying mentally female.
But it's still defining it's still defining what gender you are.
Well, we were talking about how things were being all messed up with whole gender equality, whatever, and it's all like, I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about sex. Because sex is the physical.
They're the same thing.
I'm telling you it's not. Never mind, this channel is completely dead now. I quit.
No, you don't.
Done. I don't need this shit in my life.
Alright.
Hold on.
Fascination.
Sexologist John Money introduced the terminological distinction between biological sex and gender as a role. It's different.
But gender doesn't include who you're sexually attracted to. That's your sexual preference.
It can.
It does not.
It's part of...
Because, yes, as gender, you can mentally identify as being a woman, and you could still be attracted to women. Just because you mentally identify as a woman doesn't mean you have to be sexually... Your sexual preference doesn't have to be men.
Yes, but I was talking about... No, because I was using it to just cut it out. Like, I don't know why we're arguing about this, actually.
Because you started it.
No, because I wanted to cut out, because it's like, it doesn't matter what that means, because I am using the official term for biological. Wrong. No, I was using the other term. I was using sex.
Wrong.
Sex is the correct term. That's the biological part. And then you start...
You're using it wrongly.
All right. If anybody got to this point,
nobody got to this point.
Please tell this shithead he's wrong.
People would be too triggered.
I know, right? People get so offended. Goodness.
I like how we're arguing about it, but then we immediately just start agreeing on stuff.
Well, we have to, like, finish up the video somehow, like, if we're going to actually put it out there. Which, I don't know at this point. At this point, I'm just, like, throwing in the towel.
Alright, what's your suggestion?
Oh, shit, that's right, I have a suggestion I gotta make. I was gonna give you, Dead Man Wonderland.
I think I've heard of that.
We have talked about it on the show before as kind of an action-y, gory, not comedy-based thing that I liked.
I know, I think I heard about it from work before as well.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's definitely a must-watch. Just because conceptually it has I should say conceptually it had a lot more to do, or it was a lot more relevant like a few years ago, just because of all of the fighting stuff. But I still think it's relevant, so
fair enough.
Yeah, give you a nice easy one.
Yeah, it looks like it's only like, what, 12 episodes?
Yeah, dude, it's only one season.
Interesting. Alright.
Only one season. Give you something easy.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Ooh, burp. That was gross.